U.S. President Donald Trump has vowed to get tough on trade partners like China, Mexico, and Germany as his Treasury Chief, Steven Mnuchin, will get his first opportunity to confront them all in one room. The meeting of the 20 most powerful economics finance ministers in Germany this week is likely to be dominated by talk about whether to commit to free trade, as previous meetings have or implicitly accept some countries may put up barriers like tariffs, as Trump has promised. The officials are also due to discuss their long-standing ban on manipulating currencies to gain economic advantage. The Friday and Saturday gathering in the southern Germany resort town of Baden-Baden will help set the tone for international commerce and finance and will give Mnuchin a chance to clarify what the U.S. position is. The focus will be on the final statement issued jointly by the finance minister on Saturday. Last year, gathering of the group of 20 finance ministers in Chengdu, China, issued a statement opposing all forms of protectionism. Trump has repeatedly emphasized that the U.S. needs a tougher approach to trade that would put American workers and companies first. He has already pulled the U.S. out of the proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement with Japan and other Pacific Rim countries, and he has started the process to renegotiate the North American Free Trade Agreement with Mexico and Canada, both of whom are G20 members. The G20 decision and statement are not legally binding on member countries, but the individual leaders' commitment to follow through the back home and the degrees and speed of compliance can vary. And from other African countries, the leader of National Salvation Front (NAS), a new rebel group, wants South Sudan peace process to be restated. Lieutenant General Thomas Cirillo Swankar told the Joint Monitoring and Evaluation claimed the peace process initiated after August 2015 has clearly failed, resulting in the current tragedy. Similar calls of the restate of the South Sudan peace process in the past have been made by other armed groups like the Sudan People's Liberation Movement in opposition that is led by Ring Makar. The Sudanese Army General Lieutenant General Swankar, who quit his position last month after he accused Kenya of turning the country's military into a tribal army, announced on Monday that he had formed a new anti-government rebel group as the pressure continues mounting on the regime in Juba. Swankar was the formerly deputy head of logistics, said on Monday that NSF is convinced that to restore sanity and normalcy in their country and care must step down. The chairperson of the Joint Monitoring and Evaluation Commission, Festus Monga, has renewed the need for exclusivity in the transitional government of national unity in order to stop the war and avert further spread of famine. Speaking during the preliminary meeting at the Crown Hotel in Juba on Wednesday, Mongal told the GMEC plenary in Juba that this was the defining moment in the East African nation. In a speech to officials from government, United Nations, China, European Union, and the throne of US, UK, and Norway, the former president of Botswana pointed to the interconnection between fighting starvation and death of the innocent civilians. Meanwhile, rivals parties in South Sudan signed a peace agreement in August 2015 and formed Tognon in April 2016. South African President Jacob Zuma would on Friday undertake a working visit to the Kingdom of Swaziland to attend the Southern African Development Community Extraordinary Summit of the heads of states and governments. The top-level gathering on Saturday will be discussing the report of the Ministerial Task force on regional economic integration, industrialization, and regional economic integration. South African presidency says the summit will further discuss food security following the armyworm outbreak currently affecting crop production in the region. The 15-country bloc will also look into the request from the Union of Cameroons and Republic of Burundi to join the organization. SADC is made up of Angola, Botswana, Democratic of Congo, Lesotho, Madagascar, Malawi, Mauritius, Mozambique, Namibia, Seychelles, South Africa, Swaziland, Tanzania, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. The extraordinary summit will proceed by the SAD Council of Ministers meeting and the SADC ministerial retreat under the theme, the SADC we want. On the SADC ministerial retreat, deliberation will focus on 3 thematic areas: SADC vision progress, challenges and prospects, SADC institutional capacity to deliver under its mandate, and resource mobilization. We'll go on a short break. More news when we return.